What's up, everyone? Get tuned in to another one, and thank goodness Bonmati saved us from penalties. Thank the heavens. Thank the heavens. What do you want me to say? We had to sit through not 90 minutes, not a 15 minutes, but I don't even know. What y'all do the math? How much time did we have to sit through till finally Bonmati delivered us from our sorrow and energy siphoning European experience here in Switzerland semifinals. Now, as you all know, we're going to keep this short. The rituals and spells are happening, but this one we didn't get anything. What did we get? Nothing. Nothing was happening. No rituals were going down. It was just all energy suppression. We all know that Germany don't have the depth that Spain does. Germany don't have a lot of essence, ultimately, because, you know, they are more image. It is what it is. This is who they decided to be. And also, Germany is coming off the disrespectful quarterfinal match of disrespecting the Divine Feminine captain for France, Mombox. So therefore, how are Germany ever going to get the collective blessing behind that performance? They were never going to get anything from that. And for, like I said, I remind y'all, Germany will forever be known as that team that is disrespectful to the Divine Feminine leadership, the intentional hair pulling, and then the lack of acknowledgement, the lack of accountability to actually properly apologize for their actions. And like I said, the disrespect for Spain have to go up and suit up against a team who literally disrespected divine feminine leadership. So I mean, thank God Spain slapped Germany in the face. They tried to make the game even. They tried to make it like, oh, Germany is just as good as the World Cup champions. And we all know that Germany once was a World Cup champion 2 times. I think they did it back to back in the day when they had essence instead of just image. But as you all see, a lot of these national teams sold out their football quality for a portrait. Make it make sense. And ultimately, this does not let legacies build on. This is how empires and legacies die and crash out. And thank God it happened to be Spain, because it was ultimately always going to happen this way. I told you yesterday, we knew Spain was going to win. We just didn't know how it was going to get done. And we seen what type of ritual they decided to play out here today. Now, as you all know, Spain should beat England once again. Stop the cap. There's no reason for Spain not to beat England. We've already seen England only can win through ritualized football. They can't win harmonically because there's too much in-house tension. You can't have players being disrespected online and at the same time talk about we stand with our players type shit. You can't have a new chosen token black girl getting praised and worshipped after a match when you have a player having to get off social media for in the same tournament. So yes, you can't be respected, you can't be blessed, England, when you have this types of frequencies that you're carrying into the final. We ain't seen no type of Spain ain't carrying none of that weight with them into the final. They're carrying all that suppression they had to fucking fight through to even get to the position that they're in, and their rightful position then to be crowned European champions again. It is what it is. We speaking over it, we're speaking into existence, and like I say, the only way England ends up winning the Euros against Spain, if it's ritualized and if it's scripted for England to win. It ultimately is how it is. Like I said, this is for the people that are awakened now. This is for the future awakened, those that can see through the spell of illusion. And remember, the reason they don't want authentic football is because women's football carries awakening energy. When you see the players move in harmony, when you see the players move with intuition and out of control creativity. Like, how she do that when she did that, when she had like pressure like that? Like, make it make sense. When you see this magic come from within the player out in manifestation on the pitch, this is where the true magic happens. And like I said, Bonmati is literally surprised in this match, as we all were when we finally got the breakthrough. And like I said, all of our spirits went up, because ultimately this is what was supposed to happen already. And so, like I said, shout out to Spain. Thank God that they were able to finish it, and thank God we didn't have to see no damn penalties, mockery of essence when it comes to the Englands and the Swedens, and no hair pulling when it comes to the French and the Germans. You know what I'm saying? We witnessed energy suppression through Spain, and of course it's fitting that we have Kanak here on the ground for Manchester City to always remember that this player is not it. And like I said, you only chose her to replace Alana Kennedy. Yes, image for image. Yes, for sure, image for image, because the quality is the same quality, homie. She wasn't even getting representation for Germany until she even pulled up to City. So it already shows you how Germany felt about her in the first place. We listen. I got a couple German players on my City team now, Kanak, and then we got that new girl Lohman. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I got Spanish girls too, Layla out there for us, and you know. I got Spanish currency still, so I got England and Spanish currency and German currency and French currency all up in this hoe. But like I said, it's about what teams are moving in integrity, what teams are being used as vessels to disrespect the game that we love. And remember, we ain't having it because we can see through it. And every time we call this out, we dispel the spell. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, they put spells over the football. They put magical shit over the football. You don't think that they do? Why do you feel so relieved now that Spain won? You know what I'm saying? We all feel relieved. I feel the collective energy. It's relief, nigga. Everyone knew. And like I said, I was tweeting during the whole match, so you can already go look at the archive of what I was tweeting. And like I said, that's what we doing, man. It is what it is. You can't make it up. It's in plain sight, homie. And like I said, these over surveillance, these really big European tournaments are perfect ways to tap in and tune into how the over surveillance European centric old ways of moving, they have the old ways of doing things. They continue to try to suppress the women. And like I said, it's all about suppressing the authenticity of the divine feminine, because the divine feminine heals and awakens and is creative and intuitive. And once again, she's here to stay, bitch. I don't know about you, but the divine feminine not here to play no more. She here and out. And shout out to Bonmati. And are we surprised Bonmati scored? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? They told her she needed to rest type shit. You know what I'm saying? And she wears the number 6 shirt, which is balance and harmony. And that's my number. I was born on the 6th of June, 6/6, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So I'm super happy that she happened to be carrying my energy in this bitch to really help push the narrative of harmony and balance. And this is what the beautiful game can bring when we get to see it. But like I said, if you sat through the suppression energy without falling asleep, I kudos to you, because a nigga was falling asleep. Your girl was dozing off. I was talking. I was like, nigga, why am I? It was so sedating. Let's be real, Ninja. What did we see? They showed us some stats. They said Spain had 12 shots in the first half. Germany had 2. And then they said in the second half, it was like 3-3. I remember when they had showed us. But overall, in general, bro, the winners of the tournament are Spain at the end of the day. France should have been going to the final, but they couldn't have that. So on France's way out, they had the white girl disrespect the black girl. Are we surprised? No, we're not. And think about this. Now I know the real reason why the collective is so silent when I drop these decodes when it comes to women's football, compared to when I drop the decodes when it comes to the WNBA. It's because there's more black women in the WNBA, and you really get a fucking mirror when it comes to the trauma and all the bullshit the women go through. But in women's football, y'all still be trying to ignore it. But ultimately, the black women are the only ones getting the biggest bag in y'all's fucking game regardless. Olivia Smith, like I said, shout out to Bonmati, shout out to Spain for getting the job done. Thank you for doing the collective a job well done. And like I said, Spain winning the whole thing. No matter the scoreline, Spain won. No matter the final, Spain won. They won our hearts. They want authentic football.